Hi, and welcome to the Jenspiration Conversation. My name is Jennifer, and if technology worked, you're going to see a little snippet of me dancing with my dog at the beginning of this video. If technology didn't work, I'll try to put it at the end. Again, I'm a Gen Xer, like learning technology and how to be a content creator is all new to me. Anyway, if you have found this space, I very much welcome you here. Here at the Jenspiration Conversation, we talk all things spiritual, but we make it street. Street spirituality is our brand. So if that sounds like you and you want to stay and hang out, pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, and let's have a Jenspiration conversation, shall we? Before I dive into today's topic, the thumbnail is going to say something like, you know, this is your sign to dance it out. It's going to say something like that. This morning when I was getting ready, I thought to myself, you know where some of the best conversations are had? They're had at kitchen tables and dining tables everywhere you go, right? Some of the most down-to-earth, authentic conversations I've had with my friends or my friends' parents or my own family, or you know, when you go out to dinner with people, it's always at some kind of dinner table. So I really like filming here because I feel like I'm welcoming you to my dinner table, my kitchen table. Pull up a chair and let's have a chat. I want to create a little cozy space for us to do that. It's still morning here and I have some coffee, which I'm going to take a sip of in a minute. I film when it's sunny because my lights haven't arrived yet. So if you've seen previous videos and the lighting is crap, I apologize, but I'm waiting for my lights to arrive. They're supposed to be here today, so maybe the coming videos will be better. Okay, oh my gosh, I love coffee. Okay, today's video is emotions are energy in motion. It's as simple as that. That's why at the beginning of the video, you're going to see Maisie and I dancing it out. When you're not feeling quite right or feeling stressed or anxious or overwhelmed or tired or irritable, it's probably because there's some stuck energy somewhere in your body in one of the chakras. Because if you look at the word emotion, the letter E stands for energy and then motion, right? Energy in motion make emotion. So emotions that hang out in your body is just stuck energy that wants to get out. That's it. And when you start to think of your emotions in that way, it'll help you get rid of them faster. So I was a little bit overwhelmed earlier this week, and I danced it out with Maisie. I was sitting on the couch kind of like, you know, just I've got some stuff going on and I'm just overwhelmed with it. And I said, screw it. I'm going to get up, and I put on a song and I danced it out with her. And I moved my body and I spent some time with her. And once I moved that emotion through, I wasn't as upset. You know, I came back and I was able to focus and do what I needed to do. So work stress, family stress, financial stress, housing stress, health stress, any emotion that you're experiencing right now, again, emotion is energy in motion. It just wants to move through you. So maybe you need to have a really good cry. Maybe you need to have a dance party. Maybe you need to go to the gym. Maybe you need to go for a walk outside. Maybe you need to go for a run. Speaking of gym, there's a friend of mine who, he's been telling me for years, he goes to the gym faithfully every morning before he goes to work. Like snowstorms, this guy does not miss a gym day, okay? And he's not the buffest, like you know he goes to the gym, he looks great, but he's not like super where he tells me all the time, he said, I go to the gym because I like the way it makes me feel. And I said, you like the way it makes you feel because you're moving emotions through your body. And he went, yeah, you're right. And that's why he does it before work, because anything that might have been stuck from the day before, or maybe he didn't sleep well, he gets it out, all those emotions at the gym. And like he says, he hits the ground running when he goes to work. He's focused and he's determined and he's ready to go. So the gym, I don't like the gym. It's just not my thing, but I move my body in other ways. I walk, I do yoga, I dance it out with my dog. So again, anything you might be experiencing emotionally just wants to get out of you. That's it. And if you don't move your body, the energy and emotion has nowhere to go, right? So the emotion just starts to like build and build and build. Like wherever it is in your chakras, it's just going to hang out there and hang out there. And then all of a sudden you start to be like this and you're lethargic and you're like, I can't focus. I can't think. Why am I short fused? Why am I short with everyone? Why are my kids annoying me? Why is everyone annoying me? Why can't I focus? You can't focus because you haven't moved that energy out of your body. You haven't given it an outlet to go somewhere. So if this video has come across your feed, pause me right now and go dance it out. Okay? Shake it out. Who cares what you look like? I'm not a great dancer, but whatever. I put myself on the internet dancing. Like, even if you just want to sit here and do this, you just have to move the energy outside of you. Okay? Like, that's the core of the message today. Emotions are just energy in motion. Okay. Move your body. I take notes beforehand because I want to keep this like concise. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Yeah, even a 5-minute dance break can totally change your energy. A quick lunchtime walk. In the summer here in Atlantic Canada, it's like we have stunning, absolutely beautiful summers here. Like if you've never been to Atlantic Canada, I highly recommend coming between July and September. June can still be, I mean, if you like, you know, cooler warm, but come between July and September, it's gorgeous here. So when I was working during those months at my corporate job, a bunch of us would like to take walks at lunchtime because we're just changing the energy, right? We're all sitting at our desks and we're hustling. It's nice to get outside and just move your body, get some fresh air and change your energy. So yeah, I highly recommend you do that if you're able to. If you work from home, do the same thing. Get up, feed yourself. Don't stare at the computer for 8 to 9 hours a day like I used to. Get up, move your body, move it around, okay? So the last example I'm going to give, it's just a really short story. In 2017, 2018, I owned a home and it had some property. It had about 8 acres of land. And I promise there's a reason to this story. So my house was here. And then my 8 acres of land was landlocked behind it, right? So my house was here. There was a house here and a house here. So behind their homes, I actually owned the land. So I would, you know, walk the dog or whatever. The neighbor on this side of me became an absolute nightmare for me. And when I say nightmare, I say nightmare. He started to run a construction business on my property. We're talking dump trucks, backhoes, a bunch of, you know, construction guys in the morning, you know, chatting it up and getting ready for, like, he took over a good acre and a half. He even built a building on my land, okay? And I wanted to sell. I was getting ready to sell. And I politely asked him to remove his stuff. And well, he was not having it. So for a year and a half, I was completely miserable. This man made my life a living nightmare. He swore at me. His children cursed me out. They used to spit on, like the kids would spit on me when I was outside with the dog. I had to put up a fence. I got a lawyer involved, that he got a lawyer involved. I mean, we were at a complete standstill. He tormented me for 1.5 years. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus. I couldn't date. I couldn't socialize. It was all consuming, because in my brain, the answer was simple. You are on my land. Move your shit and let's just part ways so I can sell my house, right? Time goes by and I'm a hermit, okay? I'm not going out. I'm not seeing anyone. I am in a complete state of despair, and I wasn't moving my body. And I was one giant knot. Physically, I was ill. Bags under my eye. Like, it was bad, okay? I'm just trying to paint a picture. One morning, no, it wasn't a morning. It was actually right around midnight. I was trying to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. And I do not know what hit me. Looking back, I know what it was. All of the stuck emotion had nowhere to go. It compounded so much that it finally was like, Jennifer, you have to do something about this or else, right? At midnight, I walked outside. I stood on my deck and I screamed at the top of my lungs. I said the F word about 17 times. I yelled and I screamed and I said all of the things I wanted to say to him. And I moved that energy out. I just moved it out. And then I collapsed on my knees and I cried for, I have no idea how long. I cried. And then I picked myself up and I went back into the house. I fell asleep and I slept for 14 hours. 14 hours I slept. It was the first time in 1.5 years that my body had let go of all of that stuck emotion and allowed me to rest. The next day, I actually felt a little bit better about myself. And I remember calling my lawyer because I had thought of something, and we came up with a plan, and that plan worked. Okay? So looking back now, I think that plan was probably in me all along, but because my emotions had nowhere to go, it was hiding. I was too foggy. I couldn't see it because I was so mad. But then when I released it all and I put it out there and I let my body let go of that emotion, the next day I was clear and I couldn't believe it. And then I thought, why didn't I do this sooner? I didn't do it sooner because, remember, everything is a lesson and you are on your own timeline. Everyone is on their own timeline. So it took 1.5 years. And I understand the lessons I was meant to learn in that 1.5 years. I learned who to count on and who not to count on. I had no one on my side. Literally no one. And I'm sorry if you're a guy listening to this, but I'm a woman, right? And I was fighting this battle alone. And here was a grown man who knew better, but was coming at me with all this toxic masculinity about how he deserved the land more than I did, and I'm going to sell anyway, and who cares? And then the other neighbors down the street, all the husbands, just kind of got onto his side and made my life absolutely hell. And no one offered to help me. No one came to my rescue. People in my family were like, oh, gee, that's too bad. No one helped me, right? Until I found a lawyer who helped me. The lawyer was the guy. And he was like, we're going to fix this. And we fixed it together. Anyway, you didn't need to know all that part of the story. But I think it's important because I was fighting that battle by myself, and women can relate. I was out there alone, like on an island alone, going after this man by myself, right? So that was my lesson. It had a lot to do with some of the male relationships, and it actually came back to a core wound I have with my father. So I know the lesson. I got it. So that's the moral of the story. I did get the lesson, but the energy moved itself out. So I don't want to ramble, and I don't want to keep giving you examples. You know what I mean. If you're feeling uncomfortable and stuck and irritated and just completely annoyed, move your body. Dance it out. Go for a run. Go for a walk. Hit the gym. Go swimming. Lift weights. Do yoga. Breathe. Take a minute. Shake it out. Whatever it is that you need to do, move that energy. You know, I read something a while ago that said emotions are actually only supposed to last 90 seconds. Because if you take time to recognize what it is, you can let it have its 90 seconds and then let it go. And I think that would be such a beautiful place to get to. And I try to train myself. I'm getting better at it. If I get stressed or lonely or upset, I just sit in it for 90 seconds. I'm like, okay, let me just feel this shitty way for like 90 seconds. Yeah, life is crap right now. Yeah, this is happening, and no money, and yeah, your clients aren't paying you, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to wallow in that because it's not serving me. So let's go outside, let's walk the dog, let's move the energy. So that's the video. Move your body and you'll move those emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. So let me take a sip of coffee and thank you for having a Jenspiration conversation with me. I appreciate your time so much, and I wish you well on your journey, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye for now.